The number one thing I hear when I'm talking to a potential client is they ask me, why would I need a coach? I already have a therapist. So in this video, I'm going to explain what the difference is between therapy and coaching when you're in a narcissistic marriage or already engaged in a contentious divorce from a narcissistic spouse. But first, will you do me a favor and please subscribe to my channel? That's how these videos are going to get in front of more of the people who really need to hear this information. I'm Victoria McCooey. I'm a narcissist divorce coach, a motivational speaker, and the creator of the Reclaim Your Power system. I help people every day who are right where you are, stuck in a toxic marriage to a controlling, narcissistic spouse, or already engaged in a contentious divorce from one. So when people come to me and ask me, what's the difference between coaching and therapy? This is what I tell them. So coaching and therapy are two very different things. In a nutshell, therapy is looking back at how you developed the patterns that you have, how you got engaged in this type of relationship, and how you might break those patterns so that you don't continue to repeat them. Coaching, on the other hand, is forward-looking. We're dealing with an obstacle and we're figuring out how to get to the other side of it. So with a coach, you're not going to be looking back and unpacking all your baggage. You're only going to be dealing with what's in front of you, how to get to the other side. So I heard someone explain it this way, and I think this is such a great illustration of how you can define the difference. So if someone shows up at the therapist's office with a suitcase, the therapist is going to say, let's unpack that suitcase and figure out why you put all those things in there. And if you show up with a suitcase to the coach's office, the coach is going to say, where do you want to go? And let's figure out how you're going to get there. So maybe you want to do both. Maybe you want to figure out why you have created these patterns, what happened in your childhood that made you do the things you do while you're going through your divorce. But if you're divorcing a narcissist, it's a contentious situation. You're going to have very little bandwidth. You are going to have a lot on your plate to deal with. So my recommendation to people in that situation is always, let's get you through this. Let's get you to the other side of the divorce. Then there will be a lot of time for you to seek therapy and figure out all the things you need to do to break those patterns. Also, when you're engaged in a contentious divorce from a narcissist, you've got lawyers. They're on the clock. Your ex-spouse is going to be engaging in all kinds of motion practice, letter writing campaigns. There's going to be a lot of money spent on legal bills. So the most efficient way to minimize your fees is to get it over with sooner. That means putting all of your energy into the divorce, into getting it over with, finalized, so that you can move on and stop being on the clock with the lawyers. Then you can relax a little and maybe spend some time doing some therapy. That is probably the most cost-effective way of handling it. So I love this quote from Winston Churchill. He said, when you're going through hell, keep going. It's just like divorce. You don't want to stop in the middle. You want to get to the other side as fast as you can. So when I work with my clients, we look forward. We think about changing their mindset, helping them see things differently, rebuilding their confidence and their self-esteem so that they can get through a contentious divorce. We're never looking backward. We're only looking at how to get through this hell to the other side. So if that's you, if you're facing a hellish divorce from a narcissist, I would love to help. You can book a free call with me. I'll put a link in the description below where you can get right on my calendar and we'll talk about what's going on. I'll give you my best advice on how you might move forward. Did you find this information helpful? I sure hope you did. If you liked this video, will you please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I've linked a couple of other videos here that I think you might also like, so I hope I see you in the next video.